Sure has been a while since that video. Originally, I was going to rank all the other nations and their regiments in the game, but then Copenhagen decided to exist. So, let's finally rank these British lads from worst to best, just like last time. First up in last place are the Royal Marines. Oh yeah, I probably should have mentioned that this video includes a little something called opinions. And this video is just of my opinions, and you can like whatever you want, blah blah blah. Anyways, back to hating on the Royal Marines. Actually, they technically aren't that bad, just pretty weak. Their league's better than that one French Marine regiment. Heck, I wouldn't say any of the British regiments are really bad or ugly. Maybe the British are the best.
Hey, so the British have now colonised Colton Park, and I've come to say that the British are the best nation in guts and Blackpowder. There is no argument to be made, they're just the best. If you think otherwise, you're wrong. You'll be colonised next. Rule Britannia.
God, shoo. Alright, I freed myself from the British and can continue on. Where was I? Oh yeah, really their only difference is that hat, which I 100% prefer the shako over that. Now their outfit for the sea man is pretty cool. Look at him with that stupid grin. Does he just not care? His friends are dying out there, and he just watches? In second to last place, we have the 35th Regiment of Foot. It was either this or the 5th Regiment of Foot, and I just like dark green over orange. They're pretty basic regiments, just the default one, or what used to be the default British regiments, but with orange detailings around the collar and other parts. Next up is the 5th Regiment of Foot. Now, I know this is the regiment that Barry has and all, but that still doesn't change that it's just a slight reskin, with the only difference being the dark green detailings. Now, this one was hard to put as there were 3 spots I couldn't decide on, but I've chosen the Brunswick Avant-Garde Battalion. I know, they got that little hat, are gray, and have German voice lines, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it. Okay, it's not bad, but in my opinion, they're just a kinda weak regiment with some interesting design choices. Alright, so I actually forgot about the actual British default regiment. I forgot to write that in the script, so I'm putting it here. I missed the yellow teeth, but the redesign and the uniform and all that looks pretty cool, so... yeah. This next spot was also a hard choice, but I'm gonna put the Chasseurs Britannique Regiment. Now, they do have French voice lines, and the French are my favorite nation in the game, and the light blue detailings are cool, I suppose. I guess the officer looks alright. Oh, and don't forget the musician, which looks pretty dang cool. But there are simply better regiments out there in the game, if you ask me. I wasn't sure if this one should count or not, I don't know why, but I'm gonna include the Church of England chaplains. They're pretty cool and my favorite chaplains in the game, but of course, there are cooler regiments. And while I'm at it, the medic is also in this spot. I think I did the same thing with my ranking of every French regiment video, where I put the priest and medic in the same spot, because they're kind of fish out of water compared to all these actual army forces, and are evidently hard to compare to them. Next up, we got the KGL 2nd Light Battalion. Now, I originally put these guys higher up on the list, but then I thought about it some more and realized I, never used those regiments. Actually, I could say that for almost all of these guys. But yeah, I don't use this one too much. I will admit their German voice lines and the little plume that the officers get is cool and all, but they aren't as cool as the next ones on the list, because next up is the 95th Regiment of Rifle. Or Regiment of Foot. Whatever, same thing. Yes, I know that these guys are pretty famous because they're riflemen, and yes, I did use him on one of the most recent videos thumbnails, but I'm not the biggest fan of that shade of green, and there are some better ones on the list. But on the bright side, for all you 95th Rifle enjoyers, I put this one above the KGL regiment, which I'm still trying to decide whether that was the best decision or not. So I hope you're happy. Alright, we're in the top 3 now, because next up is the Brunswick Leap Battalion. Probably should have mentioned that I have no idea how to pronounce these names, so I will pin 1 comment correcting me on how to say them. So before you comment on how to correctly pronounce the regiment names, genuinely check to see if the other 50 people before you have said anything different, okay? That's the least I can ask. But the other thing I ask is that you please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. If you want to get updated on future videos and their progress, join my Discord. If you want to get a cool little icon next to your name when you comment on my videos, and also further perks that will be added in the future, then consider joining my membership for a couple bucks a month. Sorry. The YouTube algorithm said that it'll only release my family once I do a little ad in the middle of the video. Alright, back to the regiments. So yeah, the Brunswick Leap Battalion, or whatever. I still don't know how to pronounce it. I'll just call them the guys with the skull on their head. So yeah, these guys have one cool uniform, that's for sure. Not only do they have jet black uniforms, but little details of blue on them that I just love. Let's not forget that skull on their head. The plume looks a little strange, sure, but on to second place. The 42nd Regiment of Foot. Now as I was saying, oh, for Pete's sake, let me speak. Okay. Now, as I was saying, gosh dang it! Now, the Scottish Regiment is pretty cool. Sure, they're just the basic regiment, but with a Glengarry bonnet, that's what the hat is called, and a kilt. It's not a skirt, it's a kilt, guys. But yeah, I really like them. Also, I'm trying really, really hard not to make a reference to Groundskeeper Willie from The Simpsons. So yeah, these guys are pretty cool. Now for my favorite British regiments in the game, the Wynyates 2nd Rocket Troop. These guys look awesome. The helmet for one is pretty cool, the dark blue is a nice color for the uniform, and the gold details just look awesome. It's also on the thumbnail for one of my most popular videos, because I just really liked it that much. So yeah, that's all the British regiments ranked. I know this video has been long overdue since the French ranking video, but I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm not going to repeat what I said earlier about subscribing and all, but thank you for watching. Comment down below your opinions and regiment rankings, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.